Okay, I'm gonna hit record, and I'm gonna say hello.
All right.
Hello, Mikey.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi, Sawyer.
Good
And we're
morning.
back.
And we're back.
Good morning. We decided that we don't do that anymore.
Is that it? Is it like Daniel
Yeah.
Bryan not doing the S chance anymore?
Yes, yes.
It's the same
Yes, of
thing.
course. Which could be like he could be full of crap, man. He's a liar. You know what I mean? He could just not be doing it to not do it, so that when he does it, it elicits such a reaction. Yeah. But
When,
no, I
yeah,
this is the extent of our protest since I won't stop buying these things anyway. My protest will be just not saying good morning that way.
that's good. That's hey, it's no. This is a real thing. Is that
Hmm.
is that you really should think of things in terms of reduction, not necessarily elimination. So okay. Let me set the stage. Let me set the
Uh-huh.
stage. This
Uh-huh.
is
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I'm Sawyer. You're Mikey. This is You Chose Poorly,
Hmm.
a emotional
Yep.
tech support podcast. And a couple of episodes ago, at the beginning of the year,
Hmm.
we had an
Hmm.
episode called Tech Turns Heel,
Hmm.
which was about us watching the CEO of Apple, Google, Amazon, Meta all line up next to each other. And there were
Hmm.
some other people too. Uh, all line up next to each other at the president's inauguration in full throated support of him.
Hmm.
And
Full-throated support, yes.
I think and full walleted support.
Hmm.
And I think a good number of people, us included, went, "Uh oh, that's
Hmm.
not that's not what you want to see."
Nope.
You know, you certainly don't want to
No, it's
see.
not.
Oh, and Musk. He was one of the other ones, right? Musk was like one of the bigger
Sure.
ones. Yeah.
But that wasn't a turn, you know? That
That
was
wasn't a heel turn because he'd already
yeah,
turned heel a while ago.
a while ago, yeah.
And to some degree, it wasn't really a heel turn for Zuckerberg because nobody really thought he was a good person anyway.
Sure.
You
Right,
know,
right. Totally. Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, everyone always knew he was a bad guy,
Hmm.
right? So
Yep. I mean,
there's
there were signs that maybe he could have been good. Then he got a divorce, and it
that's what
just
did it.
that was,
That's what did it.
that's when it started rolling.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But like
And then the John Cena of CEOs
the
shows up.
and then the John
Yeah,
Cena of CEOs shows up, Tim Cook, and
shows
you're
up.
like,
Tim
Tim
Cook.
Tim Cook, who is on the surface, and if you watch the Apple keynotes, and if you
Hmm.
you know listen to interviews with him, and
Yeah.
listen to
Oh
him
yeah.
on various places, he seems like a decent guy, and every now and then
Hmm.
he says
Hmm.
something, and you go, "Wow, that was actually really progressive and really nice to hear from someone so rich
Hmm.
and so wealthy." And so for
Fine
years,
speech.
yeah, I think a
Yeah.
lot of people for a long time thought, well, Tim Cook's one of the good ones, and then there would be
Yeah.
signs every now and then that he isn't. But you'd mostly go, well, that's just the price of doing business.
Right.
When you're at that level in America, you have to be cutthroat and all that. But
Yep.
that one, I think both of us took kind of personally,
Uh-huh.
seeing Tim Cook
And
with
and
Donald
it
Trump.
and it didn't stop throughout the year. Like it just kept getting worse. So,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, not that this is the show, but just
But
like
that's
we
kind of
just
the
have
show.
to, I guess. Well, yeah, sure, but but it's also important, I
Yeah,
guess, that people like understand why we don't do Good Morning anymore.
right,
Like, like,
right.
like, so this, and it's so hilarious to me that reduction, right? So this means the show we do what 3 times a year.
Yeah.
We now will not say one thing
Hmm.
in that show, and that's the protest. Like,
Yeah. Well,
like that's
and
yeah.
we got to break the
I'm
habit.
glad.
Habits are hard to break.
Yeah. Sure, sure. I'm glad you think it's something. It makes me feel better. I mean, for the
Yeah,
listeners, then sorry,
yeah.
sorry. This is so far. This is it.
So far, this is it. Um,
Yeah.
so, and that's it's a
Yeah.
difficult thing to parse. You see a company that you've certainly supported financially over many years,
Mm,
and you
mm,
go, ooh, I don't know, I don't like this move. And
yeah.
to some degree, I think Tim Cook has separated this portion from Apple to some degree,
Hmm.
because like his financial contribution to Trump was a personal contribution, not a corporate
Right.
contribution.
Of
And
course.
and Tim is the one who shows up at the White House. He's
Yeah.
representing Apple, but he's the one who shows
Yeah.
up. And yeah, it kept happening, right? He didn't.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
wasn't like they'd go away and be like, "Well, we did the one thing that we should do with a corrupt politician, and then maybe we can get back to business." No, he kept showing up to the White House and kept like giving him gifts and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
uh, and so a couple things happened this summer in quick succession that led me to make certain decisions about
Oh,
myself.
so this is the show.
This is the show.
Okay, I see. All
This is
right.
all connected,
I
man.
see.
This is all. Here's my cork
Ah.
board with red wire.
Whoa. All right. I see. I'm seeing it. Okay.
Yeah. So I made a decision around the time that we recorded that show that I was not going to
Uh-huh.
buy any more Apple products so long as the
Okay.
Apple Corporation was acting like this. So long as the person in charge
Yes.
of the corporation was acting like this. Because I'm a Canadian. I don't really have voting power in America. But I do have
Uh-huh.
some purchasing power. And
Sure.
that's to one person's purchasing power doesn't mean too much, but it's all you got usually.
Hmm.
In a capitalism, all you can do is push your money in one direction or the other. And so I kind of decided, okay, I think this is gross. I think Tim Cook giving any money and any support to Donald Trump is gross, and I don't need to
Hmm.
support this company anymore.
Hmm.
And so far, haven't regretted that decision because he just keeps doubling down.
Right. Right.
And like, I don't know if you heard Accidental Tech Podcast this week, which is a tech podcast
I.
about Apple stuff that I still kind of
Hmm.
listen to. But was a
I haven't. But
there was a pretty
what did they
good
talk about?
rant from Marco Arment about
Of course. Yeah.
Apple taking down the ice apps.
Ice block.
Yeah,
Yeah. The ice apps.
from
Yeah.
from the App Store. Pretty good rant
Yeah.
about that, and so I don't feel alone in my
Hmm.
feeling that like Apple is acting poorly this year,
Right.
right? And so I kind of decided, okay, I'm not gonna buy any more stuff, but my phone is only 2 years old. My watch is only 2 years old. The best thing I can do is ride it out, right? Just be like,
Uh-huh.
okay,
Right.
my last phone, my like iPhone XR, uh, 10R, I forget.
Mm.
It lasted 5 years, and that's partially
Yeah.
because of the pandemic, and that made all tech last a little longer. I felt, but it lasted me 5 years. Surely an iPhone 15 Pro Max will last that long. And so I just sat.
Yeah.
I was just like, well, I'm not going to buy any more stuff, but I'm just going to sit on this. Just going to ride it out. Because
Uh-huh.
by the time I'm ready to change things up, maybe maybe Apple will come to its senses. Maybe they'll realize that this strategy of appeasement and encouragement of really, really, really bad people
Hmm.
isn't the right plan, and they'll come around and they'll become good guys again, right? Right? Maybe John Cena will realize mid promo in August that his heel turn isn't
That's right.
working,
That's right. That's right.
and
Admit everything.
and admit everything,
Right.
and just be like, you know what? Nah, I'm just going to go back to being me. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe. Now, speaking of, supporting bad companies, I haven't really watched much WWE this year for pretty much the same reason, because WWE is like Donald Trump's favorite sport, and
Right.
they love
Of course.
him. And
Yeah, I would say second favorite, but close enough.
sure, is his favorite sport
Yeah.
watching his like thug army stomp on innocent people? Would that be his favorite sport?
Sure. I
Yeah.
mean, if he's keeping track, and I'm sure people keep track, there's statistics there.
Mm-hmm.
But I was referring to UFC holding an event at the White House.
Oh, right.
So,
Okay. Right. Them. Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
there's no competing with that.
I suppose so. But
And,
WWE and UFC,
yeah,
that's the same company now anyway. So
that's right.
they
Yes, it
don't
is.
always say that out loud, I've noticed, but they're the same
Yep.
company. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways. Even if you don't really watch the show, you're kind of aware of the John Cena of it all. It's hard
course.
not to be. Anyways, so I was hoping that Apple would just kind of come around. But so a couple things happened this summer. For one thing, Tim Cook showed up at the White House and gave Donald Trump a trophy made of gold and glass for doing a good job. And to finalize some deal they had about moving manufacturing to the States, yada yada. And the trophy is, I think, one of the ugliest things the Apple Corporation has ever made. I don't know if
It's ever made.
has ever made. Definitely one of the ugliest things that's ever come out of that company. For more,
I will say,
for more reasons and aesthetic reasons, I think it's hideous.
just for the sake of the show notes, can I just add one more possibility for the worst ugliest thing? Because I do want to send it, and not very many people know about it.
Yeah.
There was this, I think, Australian documentary series for families, for kids, that featured Apple and Johnny Ive, and his design studio. And at the end of the episode, so there was a kid, I think, a kid host. I don't even remember, but I will look for this and post it and share it in show notes. And he designed something for the host that the host and the kid were all wowed by.
Yeah.
And it was this aluminum or aluminium cube.
Right.
Like that's all it was.
It's just a box.
And like that there's just a box, and everyone was so amazed by it. And this was back before the glass broke for me
Right.
about Joni Ive and
Yeah.
a lot of these things. And I just have to say, maybe that's the second ugliest. But let's see. I would just want to post this for the show notes.
Love it.
Just aluminum cube
Yeah.
of nothing.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
sure.
Aluminum cube of nothing. That's great. So that happened.
So the trophy.
That happened.
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, so my partner has been a Samsung person ever since the Windows Phone split. So now, okay, so we were talking about earlier this year. I'm going to flash us back to the beginning of our show, 2016.
Okay.
2016, season 1. You
Oh,
chose
that long
poorly.
ago. Okay.
That long ago.
Uh-huh.
In 2016, I buy my first iPhone in since like 2008, like right.
This is the SE, or is this like
Yeah,
the
I bought the
Little-
SE. Yeah,
SE, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're an SE guy.
I really liked the SE. I thought the SE was a great phone.
Uh-huh.
And I bought it because Windows Phone died. Like Windows Phone just dies in 2016. They start in 2011, 2012. They go to 2016. That's the lifespan of Windows Phone. And I was a Windows Phone user that whole time. And you and I talked about this a lot on the internet back then. And
Right. Yes, we did.
but like there just weren't any more Windows phones, and like app support was negligible, and it was just it died like that. Like there was no like long tail. It was just over.
Right.
Like Microsoft themselves was like, stop using our phones, right? And so I bought an iPhone, and my partner bought a Samsung phone because my partner is like a never Apple person.
Uh-huh.
And to some degree, that narrative never ends for a decade between us. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I go the Apple route because it's more familiar to me. And at the time, I thought, well, Samsung's just a company that just rips off Apple.
Right.
Right? Everything they do on Android and everything Samsung does is just a rip off of Apple. Look at their camera app. Look at their, everything. Like, it just looks exactly the same. They have no ideas. Right? They're not original.
Mm-hmm.
They're not cool. They don't, right? It's just a rip-off company. And they'll come and go, like LG or whatever, like, or Motorola. Like, it'll be not, like, it won't work. And so I took the safe bet. I took the safe bet. And I picked, like, the safe iPhone. I picked the SE, right?
Right. Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with an SE.
Yeah.
And so every couple of years I'd get a new iPhone. I think I had 4 total iPhones in a decade. That's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Eventually I got myself an Apple Watch. I got an iPad Mini. I loved the iPad Mini. I think we've talked about our love of iPads. I think the iPad Mini was the iPad Mini 6th gen was a great iPad.
Yeah. It remains the one right iPad in our show's history.
Yeah, I think I chose well with that one. And so I have little bits of stories about how I got rid of all of these products that I hope you'll enjoy. So
yeah, because those were my questions, really.
Yeah, it's like
your new choice of device.
Yeah, like what happened. So okay, so Apple pisses me off this year, and I go, I don't really want to support them, and then they keep pissing me off, and I go, well, I start thinking, well, should I actually like abandon ship here? Let me start looking at what's on the other side, right? And what's on the other side is crazy. Like, there's Samsung, and Samsung's obviously like the leader in Android, right? They have the most market share, most devices, most price range, most variety. But Google also has a lot of different kinds of phones. And then there's also like Motorola's and stuff like that. Like, are you aware of the YouTuber Mr. Mobile?
Vaguely, probably.
So he's like a tech reviewer, right? And he reviews a lot of Android phones. And he also has this bit of hardware called Clicks. I don't know if you've ever heard of this.
Oh, he has the hardware.
Yes, so
it's his hardware.
It's his hardware.
Okay.
Yeah, him.
Okay.
And a couple of people who used to work for the BlackBerry Corporation.
Oh, so this is the case with the keyboard.
This is the case with the keyboard.
The case with the keyboard, right?
And so I saw this. Yeah. And so I saw it for the iPhone because it came out for the iPhone first, and I was like, "That's interesting, but that would make your iPhone enormous."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. I think it's like, it's a good idea, but you're making your phone like much taller with that keyboard. Right. But I bet people who use it love it. Like, I see the use case for it. But then he started shipping it for Android phones, specifically for a Motorola phone that flips. Like, it vertically flips open and closed. And so when it's closed and in this, like, Clicks case, it kind of looks like a BlackBerry. Because it's got like a half tall screen, and then you got a keyboard. I'm like, well, that's interesting.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get myself a cheap Motorola phone and a Clicks case, and I'll be like a BlackBerry person. Right? That's, the fact that that's even possible now tells me, well, the phone world doesn't have to be kind of boring and iterative every year. Like, I am curious to ask you, because last time I talked to you, you were still using a 14 Pro?
14 Pro. Still am.
You still are?
Yeah, I got a new battery and everything.
Oh, you did the new battery thing. Great.
I did the new battery thing.
Great. Yeah. Officially, I and unofficially, that is the thing I recommend everyone do at like the 2 or 3 year mark of using a phone. Just put a fresh battery in it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it works great. And it helped, right? You were
I
like,
mean, yeah, sure. Totally. It did help. I do have some comments about it. I feel like it's its own half a show, I think.
sure.
But sure, it works. This is my phone. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not in the market for a new phone.
Right. Because you looked at the 15 and you were like, I remember us talking about this. You were like, I'm really glad I could skip this one, even if that was like a good one. Like
Yeah.
1 year is not enough, and like 2 years.
I will say
2 years wasn't enough, and it sounds now like 3 years isn't enough. That's good.
well, in retrospect, this is the wrong phone for me. Like I should have. Like 15 was a great year. Like if I kept the 15, I think I'd be happy. Well, see,
Yeah.
what do I know? I'd
Yeah,
be
yeah,
happier. What am I saying?
Sure.
But this is it was the wrong year, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was still the choice to make for me was still to just get the new battery
Right.
instead of replacing it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But that's good. You're
Yeah.
you're doing the same thing I was planning on doing. Like I was planning on once my iPhone 15 became 2 or 3 years old, once the battery started noticeably dipping, I was just gonna get a new battery, get another 2 years out of it. Environmentally, I think that's
Right.
absolutely the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So I started looking around on Android phones, and so my partner has a Samsung Fold 5 that she was very
A Samsung Fold 5.
yeah.
This is a fold, not a flip, right?
That's
We're
right,
talking
not-
about a fold.
That's right. So there's
Yeah.
there's two types of like phones that cave in on one another. There's the flip ones that that like look like regular phone, and then they fold in half and they look like small phone. And then there's phones
Yeah.
that look like regular phone when closed, and then when you open them, they look like iPad,
Right.
right? And she's got the one that looks like iPad, and she's had it for over a year, and it still looks brand new. The crease looks great. She opens and closes it 400 times a day, and it's fine. And so she was like, you should just get one of these. And so I started looking at those, and I realized, good God, are they expensive? So in Canadian dollars, a top of the line, fully spec'd out iPhone Pro Max comes up to about 2,000 Canadian dollars.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
like all the storage, everything, $2,000.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit more now because of tariffs, but whatever. But at the time, around $2,000. When I was looking at the Samsung Folds, they retail for $2,500.
Fully spec.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. Now, the thing is, though, there is no like lower spec. It's not like a range of folds. There's just the one fold that you could buy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Boy.
You can get it with
Okay.
like a little bit more storage, but that's even more. So like, sorry,
Yeah.
I guess I should say starts at $2,500.
Jeez.
That's an expensive ass
so-
device. That's more money than I spent on my desktop computer, and that's like
Right.
a strong, powerful gaming
Right.
PC.
Yeah. Tech brain would say that's a computer. Like,
That's a hell.
know,
That's a computer.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeesh.
yeesh, and that's the Fold 6, and this is August 2025. This is about 2 months ago now, and the Fold 7 is about to come out because they released the Folds in August, just before the iPhones, because Samsung is that kind of company.
That's right.
I want to just put a little pin here to say, well, so you've got some like moral compunctions against Apple. Why don't you have moral compunctions against Samsung? And I do, but I
do.
did not hold Samsung to this high of a regard.
Yes.
I
see it.
I am not disappointed in Google for being a bad company. I mean, I'm disappointed in them, but I'm not surprised,
Right.
and I'm not
Right.
I'm not like heartbroken.
Right.
And you can, you know,
Of course.
you could be like, idiot. You were naive to
Yeah.
think that Apple was not going to be like this.
No.
But I
No,
think a lot
no,
of people think that Apple is not like this.
if the big show turns on you,
That's right.
that's like, oh no. But you know, it's the big show. If Seth
Yeah.
Rollins hits you with a chair,
Yeah.
you know, that's oh no, horrible.
Yeah.
If John Cena turns, that's like a world event.
And yeah,
You know,
yes,
you
that's
know? He
it.
kicks you in the balls and everything.
That's it.
Like that's it. That's the meal. You know, that's the whole thing.
I gotta say, John Cena did a real big favor to us by turning heel this year.
Oh, yeah.
Just for
Yes,
metaphors,
he did.
just for the metaphors.
Specifically for the two of us in
it.
this show.
Just us. Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
just it works.
It really worked out for us.
It works so well. Right.
So
Thanks, John.
yeah, exactly. So I'm looking at Samsung Folds, and I look at the Fold 7. I watch the event for the Fold 7, and I read some reviews for the Fold 7. I'm like, okay, maybe
You watched the event.
I watched the keynote. I gotta say, Samsung keynotes are not as good.
Well,
They lack some,
you know,
you know.
sorry.
Yeah. Then again, Apple keynotes are not what they used to be either.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. You know,
So
they're not.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah. So I look at this thing and I'm like, well, that's cool. I like everything they did to the Fold 7. They made it thinner. They made it a little bigger. They did some cool things with it. But they also took something away that I thought was really interesting about the Fold series of phones, which is that they have stylus support.
Right.
And
Yeah. You mentioned this. Yes.
and so you can get a little pen. You can get a little pen. It looks like this for the people watching the video. You can get a little pen, and it looks like a little. It almost looks like a 3DS pen, but it has like a fine point thing. I'm not getting the focus right. It has like a little fine point tip, and when you move the stylus close to the inside screen, it actually shows like on screen. It shows a little preview, much like a mouse pointer, or like
Right.
a Wacom
Right.
or like a Wacom tablet,
Or an Apple Pencil Pro.
or an Apple
Like
Pencil
you
Pro.
hover
Yeah, it's got that hover
over the
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, actually, that's like a really big deal to me in terms of use case. I could see myself using that a lot because I
Yeah.
used the Apple Pencil on my iPad a lot,
Yeah.
right? And so I don't want to get the new Fold because it doesn't have the stylus support. They dropped the stylus support in the new Fold to make it thinner. Like that was we made it thinner by removing this feature.
Yeah.
And so maybe, and that's like I'm sure they have use cases. I'm sure they have like data that's like almost nobody uses the pen. So let's just get rid of the pen. Right? But I really wanted the pen support. So I was like, well, now the clock is ticking in a way that it wasn't before. Because if I want this device with the pen support, I have to get last year's model. Right? I can't get a new model. I have to get last year's model. And so now
You have to now.
now I have to.
Yeah. Of course.
Because it was literally the 1-2 punch of Samsung releases a new version that doesn't have the feature I want, and Apple continues to piss me off.
Right. Of course.
And so I go, okay, well, let me start looking around. And I go to a Samsung store, and they're like, we don't have any. We got rid of all of the 6s right away. Do you want a 7? We can give you a 7. Why would you even want a 6? You're stupid. You're choosing poorly.
All right. Dumbass. What are you doing?
Baka. And so, and I'm like, okay, I'm already well into this podcast territory of topic. And so I start doing the thing that I haven't done in a decade, which is I go onto used tech websites, and I start looking for used tech. And
Right.
and so I find people selling Samsung Fold 6s, usually for about $1,600 to $1,700. You know, almost $1,000 less than retail. And I'm like, okay, that's a lot, and I don't know that I'm going to get that much for my iPhone.
Right.
Right? I don't know that I'm going to get $1,600 for my iPhone. It cost about $1,600 2 years ago. And I don't know how much money I want to spend on this whole thing. But then I see one for $1,080, almost $1,100. And I go, well, that's almost too good to be true, right? Because I don't know the last time you went on used tech websites, but like if you see a price that's way too low, you go,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it, right? But I start talking to the guy.
Yeah.
I agree to meet up with them. I meet up with them, and I ask them, what's wrong with the phone? Why is it less expensive? I want to be upfront about it. And they go, well, this wasn't my phone. I'm a reseller. What I do is I buy phones from other people and I sell them on these things. So he's like a middle person.
Okay.
Right? And I see on his page, he's selling like 200 items. Like this is clearly his like side hustle or whatever. He's even selling a Microsoft Surface Duo, which I did ask about.
Of course. Of course.
The last Windows phone.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't. It runs Android. Anyways. But I asked him what was wrong with it. And he's like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's in great condition. The previous owner, he started to describe him. He was like, he was this huge guy, very like alpha male, maybe a little conservative, big tough guy, big masculine energy. And this phone is pink.
Oh.
And the
Nice.
guy said to the reseller, I can't live with this.
Oh no.
Yeah. I can't live with the pink.
Boy.
I can't live with the pink phone.
Ah.
And I looked at him and
See,
I was
this is
and I was like, that's hilarious to me that I'm getting a massive discount due to toxic masculinity.
right. And the lore of the device. Now you have even less of a choice.
Now I'm like, I have to adopt this phone.
You have to.
I have to give this phone a good home.
Yeah.
I have to rehabilitate this
Of
phone.
course.
I have to tell this phone it's okay. That person was wrong about you.
This is the perfect phone
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And let me just connect a couple more red strings in the background
Sure.
in my crazy corkboard. I look at this phone. I look at this phone and I'm like, oh yeah, you're my phone. I play with it for a few minutes. We trade. By the way, I just traded my iPhone to this guy. Like that's what that's what paid for it. We just straight traded.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I'm down an iPhone. I'm up a Samsung Galaxy Fold 6. I love this phone so far. But I've got a problem because I still have an iPad and I still have an Apple Watch.
Right.
So I put my iPad up on one of the used gadget sites. This is my first time putting a gadget up on a site in over a decade. I'm too old for this. I've aged out of this. But I do it.
Right.
And I meet up with a person who's willing to buy my iPad. And he brings a friend. 2 people show up. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. Because I'm
scary.
Yeah, because I'm alone. Now, we met in a public place, but one person comes, 2 people come. I'm like, oh, okay.
Sure.
The other guy takes off his like windbreaker, reveals a Bret Hart t-shirt.
Oh man, dude.
And I'm thinking, nah, this is going to be fine.
All right.
This is going to go great, actually.
I mean, you weren't wearing a Goldberg shirt.
I wasn't wearing a Goldberg shirt.
You weren't wearing a Goldberg or Triple H shirt. You're safe.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah. So he sits down and I'm like, Bret Hart's my favorite wrestler, and he's like, no way. And I'm like, this conversation's gonna go fantastic.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
That's
just
interesting.
fine.
Sorry, side note. So, side question about this.
Yeah.
In Canada,
Yeah.
if you say Bret Hart's your favorite wrestler, that's still a no way. That's interesting to me.
Well, you don't meet wrestling fans every day, except you kind of totally can. But like,
right,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah. So I sell the iPad. That works out great. Now I've got an Apple Watch. My last Apple device is an Apple Watch. What am I supposed to do with this?
You're right. Right.
So I walk into the Samsung store, which is the same store where they were like, "Why would you buy a Fold 6, dummy?" And I walk in with my Fold 6 and my Apple Watch, and I'm looking at the Android watches, because I hate to say this, but the Apple Watch did make me addicted to like the video game points of like an exercise tracker. And
of course.
So I had like a phone with no watch for like a week. Like I was using the Fold 6 and I had no watch to connect it with for like a week. And I was like, I can't live like this. I'm going to have to get some kind of watch, right?
No. Of course.
And so I go in there and I'm like, by any chance, I know you guys take old Samsung stuff and you can trade in to get new Samsung stuff. But is there any chance you take old Apple stuff to trade in to get new Samsung stuff? And they were like, of course we do. So they looked at my watch.
Of course.
They looked at my watch and they were like, what's the serial number on your watch? And I was like, I have no idea. And they're like, can you figure that out? Because we need the serial number in order to give you like what we would pay you for this. And I'm like, okay, I'll figure that out. And so I walk over to the Apple store in the same mall. And I go, hello, can you give me the serial number for this watch? It's my watch. And they were like, oh, you can just see that on your iPhone if you go into settings. And I go, so here's the thing.
No, but I'm mad at you, see?
Yeah. And I'm like,
there's no way.
And I'm like, it's not you I'm mad at. but here's the thing.
Right.
Yeah. So what they say, and I don't know if you knew this, but your serial number for your Apple Watch is inside the area where your watch strap goes.
Over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
And it's in like the tiniest 1-point type. You need a magnifier to even see it.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's where it is. I learned that. So I went back to the Samsung store and they were like, we can give you like $350 for this. I'm like, that's awesome. Because turns out I have this money from selling an iPad and you're going to give me this for the watch. And turns out that's just conveniently exactly how much a Samsung Galaxy Watch Classic costs.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So within a week, spending just about no money, I flipped my iPhone, watch, and iPad into a Samsung Galaxy Classic and a Samsung Fold 6.
I love it.
And I got a case for it, and the case is pink to honor this whole interaction.
To honor.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
You have to, forever.
Yes.
That has to be part of it.
And I've named the phone Bret Hart.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellence.
Exactly.
Excellent execution. That's what it is.
Best there ever was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best. Yeah, the best. I love it.
Yeah.
That's so great. I've never been so happy to hear a switching story. This is so great. It might be the best one I've ever heard.
Thank you.
Not that I spend any time listening to these stories, but just this one.
Yeah.
This one is remarkable.
Well,
Just
you see switching
it's
stories on Reddit all the time, right? If you go to the Apple section of
sure.
Reddit or the Android section of Reddit, people are like, I trade. I'm a trader. I'm on the other side now.
Yeah.
You know.
My experience after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
And I even did
But
that.
this one, just
I wrote a blog post about my initial thoughts that people can read. But
yes, you did.
overall, I think these devices are both very good, and
Mm-hmm.
surprisingly not that different from Apple because Samsung steals a lot of ideas from Apple still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But because of the
Sure.
because of the form factor, because it opens and stuff, it has to have its own ideas. It can't copy Apple's
Yeah.
folding ideas because they haven't come out with theirs yet,
Right.
right? So it does have a lot of its own ideas. It feels like a unique new product, even though it's like the sixth one, and I'm really behind on this whole thing. Yeah, yeah,
Well, that's the thing. I guess, as an Apple person, you kind of take for granted. Like, when you say it's the sixth, six is a lot.
six
Like,
is
it's been around for a while. If it's the
yeah,
sixth,
yeah. They come
you
out with a
know?
new one every year.
Yeah. I mean, the six would be the iPhone 4. So that's or no, no. What am I even talking about? iPhone 4. We're talking about the six
Yeah,
or the 5S or something.
something
By
like
the
that.
time
Yeah,
it's a mature product
yeah.
already.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. Six.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so questions, but
Yo.
I do think you've answered most of the questions I had anyway.
Mm.
But I am very pleasantly surprised that the show is mostly about like the story behind the thing,
I thought it was
right?
a cool
Not so
story.
much about the thing.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a story. It's
Yeah.
perfect for the show.
I love.
That's it. In fact, it's a meal unto itself. It's all we need for the show. It's a hell of a story.
Yeah.
But I have to ask you, just
Mm-hmm.
as an iPad mini person,
Yeah.
like, how is it? How is it as an iPad?
It's such a good iPad Mini, I will say.
Uh-huh.
So, can you? So, you have like a large iPad, right? So
Yes.
you can put two apps
Yeah.
side by side in tall screen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I can.
I couldn't do that with the iPad Mini. You could only do
But yeah,
two.
because it was too narrow.
You
Yeah.
could do two apps widescreen, but then you've got kind of two
Yeah.
squat apps. The nice thing about the
Right.
orientation of this phone is that it's actually more tall than it is wide. And so when you're splitting two
Mm-hmm.
apps
Mm-hmm.
together, you can kind of get two phone apps next to each other, which feels nicer than two
Right.
shorter apps. Yeah. So I do like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
more. As to it being an iPad, it just works as an iPad. Like all of the iPad things I did, like which is mostly reading stuff and watching things. It it's perfect. And I said this in the blog post, but it's actually like better for older TV shows than newer ones
Oh yeah, yeah.
because
The four
newer
by
ones
three. Right.
because it's kind of got a 4:3 screen, so like a 90s
Right.
TV show looks perfect on this thing, which I'm sure like they weren't thinking about when they made it. Like who's yeah, this will be great for watching Buffy, but like it is.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
video games from like before they went HD, like 4:3 video games look so good on this
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is also like I will say that is just one nice thing about Android over iOS is video game emulators are just much better over here.
Right.
Like Dreamcast, PlayStation, like again, that's where my emulation heart is, right? And
Yeah.
it's just perfect. It just emulates them perfectly, like no sweat at all. I haven't looked into like more modern emulation. Apparently, it can run Switch games just fine, but like
Wow.
I haven't even tried that yet, so I don't want to say. But yeah,
Right.
yeah, like apparently like modern stuff is no problem at all on Android. But I'm just happy to get like past the Super Nintendo and Game Boy Advance and go a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit
yeah.
more demanding, you know?
Right.
Yeah, it's really good.
Have you ever experienced? Well, this is like should be one of my last questions because I want to ask about the camera. Let me focus myself. Let me
Sure.
ask about the camera because you've never been a phone camera person as
Yeah.
much as a real camera person,
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
So
And I don't see that
yeah, but
changing. Because
mhm.
I, like,
You mean especially with this one, or
this camera is like, I would say it's like a spec bump above the iPhone 15 that I had. But as you know,
mhm.
year over year spec bumps are really small, right?
Yeah,
What I'm mostly seeing in a difference is like the difference of opinion that a Samsung photo is versus an Apple photo. And
hmm,
if you've ever, on the Apple photo in the settings, if you've ever changed it to rich contrast,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
that's kind of what a Samsung photo looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
by default. Like that's their
I
basic
understand.
photo. And
Right.
I used the rich contrast thing on the iPhone quite a bit. I liked that opinion.
Hmm.
Even though it absolutely falls apart when you're trying to photograph anything realistically.
Yeah,
But like I think it's a more good looking photo most of the time. But that's so subjective, you know.
yeah.
What I have not done yet is go out into the middle of the night and take a picture of the moon, because I've heard that Samsung
Hmm.
just like AI generates the moon onto your photo. And I kind of want to
It
see if they
invents the
do it.
moon,
It
right?
just like puts their moon on the
Yeah,
moon.
yeah,
I have heard that they do
yeah,
that. But again, that's where I'm just like, yeah, but I already wasn't thinking that highly of Samsung.
yeah, yeah.
So like if the camera's
That's
only
so
okay,
interesting.
that's fine to me. You know?
Yeah.
I do think it's funny. Like
So,
it does have three cameras, like the Pro, and it works exactly the
mhm.
same way. It's got an ultra wide, a regular, and a telephoto. And
Telephoto,
and
yeah.
the telephoto is worse than the iPhone's telephoto, but I think the main
Mhm.
camera is maybe a hair better. So it's like
Do you have to open it to use the camera? I mean, ideal use of the camera. Do you need? Is it
nope,
better to open it?
nope, not at all.
No, okay.
Nope.
Yeah, because that would be ergonomically
Yeah, that would be a pain in the
challenging.
ass. Yeah, no, I've set it so
Yeah.
I double tap the home button, it opens up the camera, and I can take photos just like that. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Very nice.
So it like, to me that's just a lateral move. Like that isn't any different.
Does does using a folding phone change the whole framework of phones and tablets for you? Or does your brain still think, okay, it's iPad time, downtime when I sit down on my couch,
Yeah,
I open it.
yeah.
Or and the rest of the day you're using a phone when you're out and about? Or is it fundamentally different now that you can just open the thing?
I am surprised how quickly I stopped thinking about like use case and just opened it when I feel like opening it, and keeping it closed when I feel like keeping it closed. I don't even think about it.
Wow.
And
Right.
so what that probably does to my brain is think in
Yeah.
3-4 years time, when it's time to upgrade a phone, it probably will be difficult for me to be like, well, I want to go back to a regular phone and a regular tablet,
Yeah. That's what I'm curious about.
right? I could
Like,
see
how's that
that.
gonna work?
I could see it being difficult to go back to two devices.
Right.
Like once you have big screen in your phone, it's
Oh
probably
boy.
tough to go back. And that's a
Oh
portend
boy.
to the Apple people who are still on board with Apple. And I'm not making any judgments about anybody. If being this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
one of the best Merlin man wisdom things I ever heard, was being an adult means being the kind of hypocrite you can live with.
Right. That's that's beautiful.
Yeah,
But exactly.
right.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
next year's iPhone rolls around and they've got a new iPhone Fold, which is one of the big rumors, right, that they've
Hmm.
been working on a fold phone, that and you get that and you're like, ooh, this really is like iPhone and iPad put together, even though it's $3,000,
Right.
right? I could see people being like,
And you know it's going to be $3,000, right?
one
That's where it's going to
hundred
land.
percent, it will be 3,000. It'll be
Yeah.
3,000 Canadian dollars. It'll be 2,000 American dollars. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like if Samsung's is 25, you know Apple's will be 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Precisely. So if John Cena quits the heel turn,
Yeah.
and let's say Samsung does something worse
horrible. Yeah,
again,
sure.
yeah, or just is more publicized about
Yeah,
the horrible things they
sure,
and all of them
sure.
continue to do anyway.
Yeah,
Or what I mean is, if they piss you off again, and then Apple is in your good graces again, is the folding phone now the next option? Like, if in your next phone, is this now like your default?
I think it would be difficult to go back. It's so nice.
That's something.
And like
That's totally something.
it is like, and like if your lifestyle is I have a phone and I have an iPad and I go back and forth between them all the time, this is the answer
Yeah.
to that. It really is the answer to that. If your life is I have a giant iPhone and I don't need any more real estate, you're fine.
Yeah.
Right? And unfortunately, Apple has never
Yeah.
run the experiment of being like, oh, you could only use an iPad, right? Like,
No.
there's
no.
nobody who owns an iPad who doesn't own an iPhone,
Right.
right? I always wanted them to
Well,
be
I'm
like,
sure there's.
I always wanted them to be like, you can have an iPad, and if you have an Apple Watch, you could sync your Apple Watch to your iPad, and that'll work great, right? But they've never let you
but
do that.
No, they're barely there. Like,
Yeah.
they pretend to now.
Yeah.
But that's not it. It's not the same.
I wanted to say just one or two more things before we go. Little details. So I still own AirPods Pro.
Oh, how does that work? I was going to ask you.
Well,
That would be my friction point. I think.
yeah. So they work just like Bluetooth headphones. You don't need an Apple device to use them. I will say every now and then it makes a little noise because it's trying to find the Find My network, but there isn't one for it to latch onto.
Oh, no.
And it's,
that's so sad.
It's sad.
No. Right. Oh, no.
Yeah, so every now and then
That's
it's like,
so sad.
it's like, where are my friends? And it's, oh, buddy.
No. Oh, no.
But the reason I haven't sold the AirPods is because they're AirPods, and I feel like selling things that go in your ears is weird.
Ah, well, yeah, I guess.
You know, like that's a
These are
personal
AirPods
item.
Pro 2?
Yeah, these are my AirPods Pro 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Those are great.
they're fantastic, but that's like to me that's like a personal object, right? These are mine until they're dead. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna run the battery
see
out
it.
on them, and I'll replace them with something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it. And of course,
Jeez.
I'm still wearing my trusty Apple wired headphones.
Well, yeah, but those are barely Apple anyway.
I know it feels like a different company
sell.
made them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Right,
you
no,
know,
it's true.
But you know what that is? What it is Apple in 2012 made these, and Apple today is
Yeah.
not the Apple of 2012.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
So
Like, that's in many ways the problem.
yeah.
But yes.
Speaking of,
yeah.
like, Microsoft of 2025 is not the Microsoft of 2012, right? These are
Well, sure,
very,
of course. But
very,
what do you mean?
very different companies. So I don't feel all that bad with the fact that, like, I'm just going to do a little jump scare here that the home screen of my Android phone, I have skinned it to look like a Windows phone.
Right.
Partially, I guess, as a way of just helping me transition into this world. I was like, oh, I found a familiar face, right? But also, I really like how it works on this phone. So there's an app on Android called Launcher 10, and it just changes the home screen. Because there's a bunch of apps on Android that just change the home screen. You can make it look at it however you want. There's no rules over here. This is the Wild West. And And this developer was just like, well, what if it looked like Windows Phone? And what if it worked like Windows Phone? So it's not just like flat tiles. Like the tiles are live. When I get a notification, the tile flips and it shows me content. And it works so well. It actually works better than Windows Phone ever worked. Because you can change the, first of all, because it has apps. And you can change the size of the tiles to be exactly what you want with the translucency that you want. You can have a light mode and a dark mode.
It's crazy.
It's so well
That's
considered.
crazy talk to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the Apple brain that I have thinks, but doesn't this cost something? In terms of
Launcher 10 costs, I think, $10.
Sure, but that's not what I meant. I mean, like,
but like the app, like it was free to try, and then like if you want the live notifications, it was like a $10 unlock. Yeah.
And you went for it, of course.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course. I'd love
easily.
it. This is supporting a small developer.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
No, but it's so like I have a rhetoric to myself, like the cost to performance to have an app. Quotes in quotes running to present all the other apps a certain way is I know this is a thing you've always enjoyed doing. Like skins is a thing the thing you always like in our whole relationship. It's a thing you've always done that I never did.
Big fan of skin over here.
But like but it's like I do accept that it's all skins.
It's all skins.
It's all skins anyway. And so Android just gives you the choice, and that's a beautiful thing.
What on the iPhone, I think people have probably forgotten, but like the start screen has a name. It's called Springboard. Yeah. And the reason I even knew it was called Springboard is because like the first iPhone I ever had, I jailbroke it, and when you jailbreak it, you can get different start screens. You can change how it works. Right. And that world that world kind of went away, right? I don't think anybody jailbreaks their iPhones anymore.
No.
Right?
No.
But like there used to be a time where you could replace Springboard with different start screens. You know?
Right.
And on Android that's always just been a button in the settings. Which start screen do you want? Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Different world, Sawyer. So, I guess. So, are you happy?
So far. There's a couple of things I miss, and a couple of things that are worse. In terms of worse, like just objectively worse, there is just truth that developers ship on iPhone first and Android second. So apps do feel a step behind. Especially the big ones like Notion, Microsoft apps, Instagram, like the big apps, right? These feel like 3-4 months behind the iPhone. But the only reason I'm feeling that is because I had an iPhone 2 months ago. Like I will forget this in a few months. It's like people who only watch Instagram Reels and no TikToks, they don't know that TikTok videos come out a month before Instagram Reels come out.
Right.
Like if you only have cable television and not HBO, you don't even know that a show is aired on HBO first before it shows up 6 months later.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, who cares, right? So, but that's just something you notice when you switch is like, oh, Instagram doesn't have that feature yet. That's interesting. Yeah.
No, and we would notice. Like you would notice.
I noticed immediately.
That's the thing.
And like smaller apps, like I'm a big fan of the app Readwise. Like I pay for that app. And it's not as good on Android as it is on iOS. And that's just development cost and time, and like it's fine. It's just not quite at the same level. Yeah. And then what was I gonna say? I might have lost it. That might have been it. Yeah.
So that's what's worse.
So those are the things that are worse. Yeah. And like there's no Apple Fitness app on Android, which would have been nice. Actually.
So what do you do?
Well, I still gotta
To
figure.
just continue. You mean to continue your data?
Yeah, there's no because what kills me is that there is some Apple stuff on Android, Apple Music and Apple TV, and
TV, right?
and Apple Music Classic. Those three things are on Android.
Yeah.
And
Is
so,
it like iCloud Drive on it or something?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like some Apple stuff works just fine, and some doesn't, and it's not clear. Like, why is Apple Fitness not on Android? Why can't I watch those videos on Android? You know, right? So like that's just a weird one. I'm sure some would be like, well, because Apple Fitness only works with the watch, except it doesn't. If you only have an iPad, for instance, you can totally subscribe to Apple Fitness and just watch the videos.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
I mean, well, for people not in the Philippines, it's true.
Right. Sorry.
Meh.
But like, if you liked that style of video, that's just not an option on Android. And I really don't get why, because it's clearly just the Apple TV app just for workouts.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever used your new phone as a tiny laptop?
Yeah. I've
How is it?
It's cute.
It's, okay.
It's really cute.
Right. That's what it is.
That is only useful for like writing and texting. But that's not bad.
Sure. Right.
I think my muscle memory is to pick it up and type with my thumbs. But if
Sounds like an iPad Mini, right?
Like an iPad Mini. Exactly. But there's nothing stopping me from practicing, and maybe I would get better at it. It's totally, the keyboard is big enough to type on with two hands. So maybe it's just a matter of practice.
That's something.
But like, have you ever done that with an iPad? Like, have you ever just sat down and typed on the screen with an iPad with two hands?
Maybe like the first year.
Right?
Or
like,
no, I will say with a big one, the first big one, the
Yeah.
first 13-inch one that I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had to almost
Like-
before they introduced splitting the keyboard,
Right.
which that brought me back to using the big iPad as an iPad, like
Right.
weirdo. So,
But like that's
but yeah,
maybe I'll practice and maybe I'll get better at it. Because the case I have does lay flat, which is nice, or at least it lays flat on one side. I've yet to find a case where the whole thing lays flat entirely,
right.
which would be good for the pencil,
You should bring
but
and I'm sure it's an Android device, so I'm sure you can use like a mouse with it.
oh, absolutely.
Easily, even if it's a phone.
That
Yeah,
is
so
okay. So here's a
You should
fun
do
little.
that. That'd be fun.
Here's a fun little errata thing. If you have the phone like this, like in sort of that like laptop mode where it's like half open,
Yeah.
there's a button that turns the bottom thing into a trackpad,
I love it.
right? And so you've got your screen
love
on
it.
top and you've got trackpad on the bottom.
There's a button.
There's a
that
button
does this.
that turns
like a hardware
no, like it's on the
button
screen.
on the device.
It's on the screen.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see. Okay.
Yeah. In fact,
But still,
in
like,
fact,
it's baked in.
I lost a hardware button actually by moving from the iPhone 15 to this because there's no like action button.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have one of those, so I don't know. I can't imagine what that's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple just keeps
Right,
adding
of course.
hardware buttons.
Right. One day they'll make a folding phone. Who knows?
Who knows?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy for you. Like, and it gives me it's nice to also feel like there is a path for me as an Apple person.
Like if you
Like, oh, I
wanted
see
to ever
this.
jump ship,
I
there's
see.
something.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah.
Because I mean, before your recent string of Apple devices, you were not very much an Apple person. I mean, you had a Zune. Like we talked about this.
I was a Windows
Yeah,
Phone
and-
person. I was a Zune person. I was a
Yeah.
Palm Pre person.
Right. You tried everything, and also your desktop is a Windows computer. Has always been a Windows computer.
Well,
So
since like
that's-
2012, I was a Mac person before that.
Oh yeah. Sorry, no, I forgot. And we talked about like how you program your keyboard. But
I was a very I was like the one person who had a Macintosh and a Zune.
yeah, yeah. You might be the only person,
I might
I
be.
think. Yeah. So like for a while, like it was not like we were in different planets,
Yeah.
we were different worlds, you and me.
Yeah.
But recently with your string of Apple worldness and also just
Hmm.
how things shook out over the years, it's like no, I think I can see myself there. So now that you've embarked on this like adventure,
Yeah.
like I see a path, and I can even see being excited about a device class like this because I
Mm.
will tell you, and this is another show. This is another show, but
Yeah.
like I miss my iPad Mini. My iPad Mini is the best iPad I've ever had,
People say
and
this is
to
what
have a
people say.
work issued, yeah.
Yeah.
So the work issued M4 iPad Pro is great. Like in theory,
Yeah.
I told you it was my Goldilocks iPad, right? It's
Yeah.
not. I was wrong. iPad Mini still is
Aw.
where it's at. But I mean, I didn't buy it, so it's okay. I'll
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's fun. And then but just the fold, like the Apple snark of the crease
Sure.
has that over the past 6 years is just like now. I mean, and for you to say fellow snob Sawyer,
Yeah.
like not even Apple snob, but just like a snob.
A stop.
We both know it.
Well, I think
To
it's telling.
say
I moved over to Android and I bought the most expensive possible Android phone.
right, of course, of course, sure, it's
Yeah.
telling. It's totally telling.
Yeah.
But to do that, knowing that there's a crease must mean that the crease really isn't that bad anymore.
Well, you want to see the crease? Here it
So
is.
I don't see it. See,
Hmm.
like I barely see it.
Can you see
Yeah,
that? Can you?
and
There a
that's
little
the
bit of light there. There you
there
go.
it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it
Yeah,
is.
there it is.
I don't see it when I'm looking
Yeah,
at it. I don't see it when I'm looking at it at
yeah.
all.
That
Yeah.
which is what counts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's what counts. So that's something, and
Yeah.
it's exciting to me. It's even inspiring, I will say.
Hmm.
Um, we all live with a hypocrisy that we're willing to accept.
Yeah. Well, and
So and
like,
I
I know
I'm
that
very
because
happy for you.
I know that there's a Microsoft boycott, and there has been all year,
Mm,
and
yeah,
I don't give money to Microsoft in their Xbox division, but I give money to them for Office, like
yeah,
you know, but that's the whatever, right? It's hard to reduce yourself down to nothing unless you like want to be completely off grid, right?
right,
You need to give a billionaire some money sometimes. But I do my
yeah.
I
Well,
right? So it's tough. So but I do my best to
yeah,
reduce it where I can and where it makes sense and where I feel like I can get away with it. And you know, listen, I know that the CEO of Samsung is quite the billionaire and quite the character.
yes.
But he didn't write a check to Donald Trump this year.
No, he didn't.
So
No, he didn't.
that's where I'm at. Is where I go. I pick my friends. I pick my enemies. And when you turn heel on me, I go,
Yeah,
well, maybe I don't need to cheer you anymore.
yeah.
And I don't. It doesn't mean I need
This
to.
is not the heel I prefer.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I need to start booing you, but maybe I just stop paying
Yeah,
attention.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's Xbox heat. That's but
Apple has
that's
Xbox heat for me. Yeah.
right. Right.
Poor Xbox. He almost
Exactly.
doesn't deserve
Poor
that.
Xbox.
He's a nice
He
guy.
doesn't. He's great. Yeah, he's great, especially now.
Yeah.
Like current Xbox, the best.
Yeah. It's
You
true.
know. So, jeez. Oh boy. So, congratulations. I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy for you.
Thanks.
And like I am rooting for this to be not a you chose poorly.
Oh God,
So
me
not
too. Because there's several ways that it
yeah.
really could be. We didn't, right?
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm very aware that I just swapped a phone with
Yes.
like a really good dust and waterproof rating for one that doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily
It
have
doesn't.
that,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I'm very aware that I have a tendency to break phones and drop phones, and I worry about what happens when I eventually drop this thing.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the scariest one. About, you know,
But that's why
like you drop an iPad Mini,
But
and
that's
that's
why
scary.
I put it
But
in a
if
case.
it folds,
I put it in a case immediately. There is no living without a case with this thing.
right?
Yeah. And I even
Right.
this is
So I wish you
this is really important, is having a case that has a hinge support.
on the hinge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, like, Samsung's official
Yeah.
cases, they don't have hinge support. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Yeah.
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 Well, they're being Apple is what they're doing.
They're minimal. Yeah.
Yeah, minimal.
Yeah.
Like I'm rooting for you to just to ride this one out until the very end.
Thanks.
You know, until John Cena turns face or not, or everybody turns face, and this, you know, and we arrive at heaven technology world where everyone's happy and you can just choose whatever you want and it doesn't matter. But
Man.
I was gonna say that the story behind your phone now almost makes all this other stuff not matter. Actually, it does make it not matter anymore.
Everyone turning face is like the nicest fantasy I've ever heard.
Right. Of course. Of course. Like, in light of John Cena.
Oops, all faces.
You know? Yeah. Dom Mysterio is the best. You know? Jeez.
Is he still a bad guy?
Like, well, yeah, but everyone loves him.
Okay, sure.
You know?
All right.
Yeah, it's like your phone.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. Have you, sorry, it's nothing to do with anything, but you hear about Vikingo and AAA and how everyone hates him in AAA, right?
No.
And it's so everyone hates him. He's like mega heel.
Okay.
Even if WWE tries to whitewash everything, not even whitewash, but just present him as like super babyface, he's still the most hated guy.
Really?
And I looked into this because it didn't make any sense to me. He's great, right? There's nothing bad about him. He didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
But it's just because everyone loved Alberto Del Rio.
Really?
And he was forced out because WWE took over AAA. And the fans were not happy about this, so they take it out on Vikingo.
Really?
Which is, I mean, you know, I don't want to be insensitive, but this is Alberto Del Rio. This is like, that's a heel. You know what I'm saying? That's a heel of heels.
Yeah.
But he's so beloved that Vikingo is just treated as like the shits.
I don't understand.
You should check it out. It's really interesting. It's the sort of thing we talk about.
I guess. I'm in my.
I guess
I'm in my wrestling off season at the moment. Like, I'm not even watching AEW or anything. I respect that. Yeah. I went to see All Out live, and it was a very good show. But it was also 7 hours long, and I was like, okay, I'm good for a while. I can go.
Yeah, I'm good. You're good. Yeah.
I can take some time.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. I respect that.
Yeah.
I'll go for it. Enjoy your off season.
Yeah, I'll be back for like Wrestle Kingdom probably. Yeah. That'll be when
a couple months.
Yeah, that'll be my next show probably. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you, man. I'm very happy for you. I don't think we have time for it, but I did want to just quickly follow up on the thing, and then we discuss more next time. But I will say, so far though, we talked about the Ember mug, and I think so far the experiment's going well.
Yeah, you liking it?
Some hiccups.
It's
at work.
Is the experiment being like, this is your work mug?
Yes. It is because you're right. That's where it makes sense to use.
Yeah.
So that's where it has been used, and it has not been very unpleasant.
Good.
It's been mostly okay.
Cool.
But yes, I do think this is a couple more weeks, maybe a month, before we can really talk about it.
Okay, great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I think the next time we talk, do you want to talk about the AI of it all?
Oh boy, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Unless you want to talk about Windows Phone, because we still haven't talked about Windows Phone.
have we not over the past
I
what
looked
20 years?
I looked
No,
back.
15 years.
I looked back, and we've talked about Windows Phone in other subjects, but we've never like had it be its own subject. You know,
Well, that seems like a throwback. You chose poorly. Classic.
it does.
Episode,
It does. If you ever
talk
feel
about.
like that's in the chamber, if you ever just want to
Yeah.
like reminisce and make fun of me. But the fact that I'm basically
Yeah, sure.
using a Windows Phone now is to me an interesting hook.
It could almost tell you everything you need to hear about it.
I think so. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but sure.
Yeah.
No, totally. That's in the pipeline. I think let's do that.
Okay.
I think AI is big. I think there's a lot there. So I also feel like I need to mentally, like emotionally prepare for that conversation.
Yeah, I
But,
think
you know,
I think so.
we-
I've got some
we-
I got some stuff I definitely want to say, and then but
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, it's one of those things. It's like, how do you ignore it, right? How do you not talk about it to
Yeah, I
some
know.
degree, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like
No, and it's also a thing that if we talk about it, we'll have to talk about it again.
it
just
might be
because,
like
like,
more
this-
than once. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
okay.
aside even if we talk about the big you chose poorly issues, the you chose poorly of it all.
Yeah.
It's just fundamentally so shape-shifty right now. So
Sure.
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
we might as well get started. You know.
The best time to talk about AI was 20 years ago, but the second best time is today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was the last time we talked? It got choppy over there. What'd you say?
Oh, no, the best time to talk about AI was 20 years ago, but the second best time is today. It's like real estate.
No. All right. I Discord is discording.
Oh no.
So
Okay.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can hear me.
Well, time to
But
get going.
maybe AI doesn't want me to hear
Oh,
what
no.
you have to say about this.
I'm being silenced.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. All right.
Oh boy.
This has been
This is the Matrix.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
I can hear the emotions of what you're saying. It sounds like you can hear me.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
can
gonna
hear you
say
fine.
I really appreciate this, and I'm very happy for you.
Yeah, you
And
too.
if I'm still on the show,
You're still here.
thank you.
Yeah. All right. Peace. We'll talk soon. Bye.